quite as hot as it has been across elsewhere in Europe today. It's only around 14 degrees. A long old journey though for Dusseldorf to make as Bayern get this game underway in a totally empty Allianz Arena. It's a big header away from Andre Hoffmann, first of all for Fortuna. Bayern coming forward down the right with Kingsley Coman, tries to play it into the feet of Robert Lewandowski, and Bayern have a throw in line with the edge of the penalty area on the right-hand side. And it goes all the way back to the halfway line, and Alaba on the right-hand side of a back four here goes back to Neuer, who rolls it out to Luca Hernandez, the French defender. Hernandez looks forward, plays it into midfield for Serge Gnabry. Forward towards Lewandowski, but he can't make it stick. A frenetic start here at the Allianz. Yeah. Wide now from Goretzka. Pavard forward. Müller picks up the ball, wants it back again straight away from Kingsley Coman, but doesn't get it, and Bayern retain the ball on the halfway line. We've played nearly a minute here in Germany. It's Bayern Munich 0, Fortuna Dusseldorf 0. Hernandez.
Just first thing to notice, we were speculating about how Dusseldorf would line up. It's almost a 4-3-2-1 that they're playing. So three across the midfield. Morales, Bodzek, Tommy, Sturger.
Here comes Gnabry through the centre of the Dusseldorf defence. Ball across and an early chance for Lewandowski. The ball flashed across the face of goal there. Great ball in from Alphonso Davies, and out of play on the other side, but the flag up against the big Polish striker straight away.
I think it's
from the assistant.
Koeman's off from the ball from Gnabry. The initial pass wide, I think.
Davies flagged. He was forward there, the left back. Both of them off. Yeah,
both offside. It's a 4-3-2-1 formation for Dusseldorf. Pretty defensive. Keenan Karaman ploughing a lone furrow up front. He's not going to be he's not a target man really. You can see Tommy and Morales trying to get up in support. Skripski as well.
Karaman with 5 goals to his name this season. Tommy with 6, and Hennings on 12, I think it is, although he's on the bench today. One of the goals against Schalke in the week as they came from behind. Weston McKennie giving Schalke the lead, but then Hennings and Karaman scoring within 5 minutes of each other. Bayern with the ball at the back here, a high one forward into opposition territory. Gnabry racing after it down the left-hand side. It bounces off the head of Zimmerman. A lot of head tennis going on in the opening couple of minutes here, and in the end the goalkeeper comes and Kastenmeier gets a hand on the ball to pick it up.
Yeah, I think Zimmerman is now, because Ojipka didn't start today for Schalke, the only player to have played every minute in the Bundesliga this season, outfield player.
Slip forward here, and the ball down the right-hand side here that Karaman's onto in the box. Angle's tight, he's waiting for reinforcements to come. Cuts it back, and an early chance scuffed right on the edge of the box there. Good opportunity for the American midfielder Alfredo Morales.
Yeah, it was a good pass down the line, down the right-hand side for Karaman, who did well, drove into the penalty area, turned out, laid it back to the edge of the box for Morales, who almost hit the shot with his right foot and hit it against his left foot, and it just bounced up really comfortably for Manuel Neuer.
Has to go down as an opportunity though for the visiting side.
Well, that's what they're going to be looking to do, sit deep, but then to try and get players forward on the counter-attack. Karaman's a little bit more mobile than Hennings, and he's in good form, and he is the sort of player that can bring other players into play.
They haven't outright lost a game since the 4-1 defeat at home to Gladbach in the middle of February. Too many draws though for Rösler, who's drawn 7 of his 11 matches in all comps so far. Neuer with the ball away here for Bayern. We've played nearly 4 minutes. This is Bundesliga Live, bringing you live coverage of the top flight in Germany. Müller wide to the right side, Lewandowski to Coman inside the box. Heavy first touch from the Frenchman, and Dusseldorf will clear the ball away.
Yeah, I think Dusseldorf are fortunate there that it was Lewandowski playing the ball into Coman in the centre forward position, not the other way round. I think Lewandowski would have controlled that and turned and hit it. But this is one of the only teams that he hasn't scored against.
Yeah, has a very good record. He's scored against 17 of the 18 current Bundesliga sides, but has never scored in 5 games against Fortuna Dusseldorf. In fact, he's had 25 unsuccessful shots in 381 minutes of action so far. Davies on the left-hand side here for Bayern, inside the Fortuna half. Wide from Goretzka, though it's intercepted here by Gieselmann. And then it it goes out off Gieselmann in the end, who's hurt his foot slightly here. It's a throw into Bayern, wide on the right-hand side, midway inside the Fortuna Dusseldorf half. Alaba stepping out from the back, throws his arms up in the air in frustration because no one was available to pick up the ball. Hernandez now with a lovely crossfield ball to Pavard, wide right. Coman, back to Goretzka. Bayern playing the ball around neatly. Alaba, Hernandez carries it forward at pace, slips it in between two defenders, but it's well intercepted in the end and brought away by the away side. And Skripski is trying to make a nuisance of himself down the right-hand side. Plays it infield, but then Kingsley Coman, of all people, nudges one of the Fortuna defenders off the ball in Kevin Sturger. Clip forward again, Lewandowski's inside the box this time, tries to poke it past the goalkeeper, but he's missed the ball and caught the keeper. And his drought against this particular side goes on. The ball just beyond his reach there in the end.
Oh, it was a lovely little through ball, just chipped onto his chest. He took his first touch forward towards goal, but how quickly was Kastenmeier off his line to close it down. He did brilliantly there, Florian Kastenmeier. Stopped an almost certain goal. Brilliant ball from Thomas Müller, I think it was.
Looked like that was going to be the opportunity there for Lewandowski, the league's top scorer. 27 goals. Gnabry off the left-hand side here for Bayern. Comes inside, heavy touch. He's challenged in midfield by Morales. Bayern will start again at the back here with Neuer. High ball to the right-hand side. Nicely taken on the chest by Benjamin Pavard. Alaba carrying it forward here, the Austrian. Hernandez. The two looking comfortable alongside one another at the moment. Goretzka goes back. Square ball from Kimmich to Alaba. Such a good player, isn't he? Joshua Kimmich maybe doesn't get talked about in terms of European football as one of the great players, but so flexible, and as we saw on Tuesday, can finish as well. Has the vision to pick a pass. Here's Kingsley Coman down the right, swings the ball into the near post, but easily cleared away by Matthias Jorgensen on loan from Fenerbahce. Bayern coming again, it's relentless from them at the moment. Pavard cuts it back, Kimmich edge of the area, delicate touch, helped on by Muller towards Coman. Trying to walk it in here, Bayern at the moment, but it's still not clear for Dusseldorf. Eventually tucked away now. It doesn't go very far from Skripski, and Bayern again on the halfway line, thinking about building another attack. Forward it goes into Muller, back to goal, lays it off to Kimmich, lifts it forward now, but Gnabry hadn't made the run, and it goes all the way through to Kastenmeier, and a chance for their players to get their breath back here, Dusseldorf.
Yeah, absolutely. Sustained pressure from Bayern, but no shot at Kastenmeier's goal. They defended it well there. Dusseldorf stood firm, but they're going to have to do that a lot more in this game. But you mentioned Joshua Kimmich. What a performance it was the other night. I think the most impressive part of it for me was, I mean, he was the best passer on the pitch. He scored an absolutely sensational goal, but he also ran the highest distance of any player in the Bundesliga this season.
Certainly covered the ground. Signal Iduna Park. It is still Bayern 0, Fortuna Düsseldorf 0 here in the late game of the day in the Bundesliga. Lewandowski trying to run forward with the ball here. He's been caught, he's lost it. Certainly keenly contested this one, no doubt about that. And here come Fortuna down the right-hand side with Skripski. He's got one option in the middle, but Skripski's lost the ball. And the option to play it into Karaman has gone. And Bayern will bring it away now with the speedy Alphonso Davies. Still Davies gets away from two. There are three around him. He's trying to take them all on here and wins a throw in the end in front of Uwe Rösler.
But it's noticeable, isn't it? This is another team. I mean, how many times we spoke about Dortmund in the first half, getting in behind that space where Alphonso Davies plays because he pushes so far forward. That's twice now when Dusseldorf have gone forward. It's been down their right-hand side behind Davies. I think people see it as what Bayern would see as a strength is actually a weakness.
But they think they can get away with it by playing a player there against teams who are mostly inferior compared to them in terms of the rest of the Bundesliga?
I think so, absolutely. I think that's why the disappointing thing for me was that we didn't see Jadon Sancho and Achraf Hakimi in tandem up against Alphonso Davies. I really wanted to see how they would play against him, whether he would be able to sit back and defend as an out-and-out defender. We haven't yet been able to see that from anyone.
But then when it comes to the Champions League, I guess that's where they'll really get tested, won't it? I mean, they've obviously got a 3-0 first leg lead against Chelsea to defend, which shouldn't be too much of an issue, but going forward against the better teams in European football, that's where they get found out, you'd imagine.
Absolutely. You'd like to think that they're going to test Alphonso Davies and we're going to really see whether he's the real deal, because certainly going forward, there's no questions. Defensively, there still are.
Well, in terms of their league lead at the moment, since the introduction of 3 points for a win in Germany, no side has let a 7-point lead slip after this number of games. Both have played 28 so far. Alaba inside his own half here for Bayern Munich. We played 10.5 minutes, it's 0-0. Slips it forward now into Coman, who tries to turn on the ball. He's caught ever so slightly there by Adam Bodzek. And it's a free kick to Bayern, just 5 or 10 yards inside opposition territory.
It looks a pretty good challenge, actually, from Bodzek.
Kimmich will play it short. Davies on the left. Slips it forward into Muller. Cut out, though. Dusseldorf defending in numbers. Lewandowski plays it forward now towards Gnabry, and a fantastic recovery challenge there from Zimmerman, but the flag up against him for offside anyway.
Yeah, Robert Lewandowski just tries to play Serge Gnabry in, but he's well offside. 2-3 yards, goes too early, doesn't look across the line.
All carelessly given away here by the away side. They've only won 2 of their 14 away games so far this season. Coman now, right wing here for Bayern. He's caught slightly, tripped, and he's dribbled the ball out of play in the end. And he appeals to the assistant referee on that side and says that he was pushed, but the assistant over there, Marco Akmuller, not interested. Free kick, or a throw in rather here to Dusseldorf, in line with the edge of their own penalty area.
Yeah, it's not a free kick. Nico Gieselman just getting tight there to Kingsley Coman.
Done ever so well though, Bayern, since coming back after the winter break in the Rückrunde, as they call it in Germany. 31 points from 11 games. Only Bayern themselves have done better since the winter break in the past, back in 2013, when they took 33 points, 2 points more. Davies coming forward, Gnabry edge of the penalty area, in towards Lewandowski. He can't make it stick, and neither can Muller behind him. Fortuna clear, but it's going to come back with Pavard, who can hit them. But he doesn't hit it cleanly this time, and it's dragged well wide for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's a poor decision from Benjamin Pavard. It was a weak clearance from Nico Gieselman, fell to him probably 35 yards out. I mean, we've seen that he's capable of scoring from that sort of range, but he just dragged that one, bounced 3 or 4 times before it went harmlessly behind for a goal kick. Looking for that space again, though, Dusseldorf, weren't they? The ball over the top.
Side.
It's so far, so high up the pitch, Alphonso Davies.
So if you're Hansi Flick now, how are you trying to counteract that? Because he's the big attacking weapon for Bayern.
Well, you can see there that Leon Goretzka's dropped into that position to receive the ball. That's how high Davies is. Look, Goretzka's almost playing at left back at times.
Muller, they're working it from left to right quickly here, Bayern. Lewandowski will keep it moving for Pavard, right wing, cuts it back to Coman inside the penalty area, back to goal. So many black-shirted players around him, though. Back wide again, Pavard in towards Lewandowski. Muller was behind him, it's headed away. Muller now on the edge of the box, drives in the shot, but it's blocked. And Fortuna keep their clean sheet for now, but the pressure is relentless here at the moment. Hernandez coming out from the back. Slips it down the left side for Davies, who gets after the ball, holds it by the corner flag, gets it onto his left foot, tries to bend the ball in, and he's won a corner here on the left-hand side. Well,
they've defended manfully so far, Fortuna Dusseldorf. They really have. Bodzek getting back, making blocks. Morales getting a crucial header a few seconds ago. Zimmerman that time blocking the cross, but they're going to have to keep their concentration for the full 90 minutes to get anything.
14 minutes gone, Bayern 0, Fortuna Dusseldorf 0. In it comes towards the near post. They can't nod it on here, Bayern, and Fortuna will bring the ball away, and there's a chance to counter-attack here. They've only got 2 forward, and the man in possession at the moment, Skripski, can't hold on to the ball. He loses it, and Bayern will come forward down the other end with Kimmich. Here he comes, onto the corner of the penalty area for Muller on the left-hand side. High ball towards the right, it's driven back in. A chance for Pavard, and it's gone in for an own goal. In off the defender, and the clean sheet has gone as it goes in there off Matthias Jorgensen. Not great defending. The ball came to him quickly, in fairness, and Bayern have the lead within 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was Thomas Muller receives the ball on the left-hand side of the penalty area, gets his head up, bends the ball to the far post to Serge Gnabry, who just puts it back across goal. It's really good play. Kimmich sets it back to Müller. He looks to the back post, finds Gnabry in lots of space, runs from deep, just fires it across goal. There's Pavard, who stayed up from the corner. Doesn't get great contact on it, almost just hits it into the floor, and it's going to bobble towards the back post, but Jurgensen just can't sort his feet out and ends up almost coming off his thigh into his own net. Thigh, then chest and in. I mean, it's a poor own goal to concede from a Dusseldorf point of view, but you know, Bayern have been so dominant in possession, and certainly territorially it was coming.
He collapses to the floor in frustration. A man known as Zanka. He has given Bayern the lead in the most unfortunate of circumstances. They had an own goal in their favour here against Frankfurt last Saturday, and it's an own goal here which gives them the lead in this one against the strugglers near the bottom. I'll be hoping they can go and fill their boots from here. Alaba inside his own half. Goretzka carries it forward, plays it on to Gnabry on the outside of his boot, gets it back and then pings a high one towards the right-hand side, asking a lot though of Kingsley Coman, and it's a throw-in for Fortuna. Here at home this season, they've won 10 of 14 games of Bayern. You would expect them to go on here and hold on to this lead that they've got. That now 82 goals this season. An interesting stat, Chris, from the week was that against Dortmund they had just 49% of the ball, which was the first time in 2.5 years that that has happened, where they've had less of the ball than their opponent. But it ultimately didn't matter. I
think that was the way they set up, particularly in the second half. They defended a little bit deeper against Dortmund and allowed Dortmund to come onto them, have the ball a bit more, but hit them on the counter-attack because they just wanted to defend and stay solid. It was a really disciplined performance from Bayern.
Goretzka plays it forward to the edge of the box here, but just too far ahead of Gnabry, and Fortuna will clear the ball away. Got to be better in their passing, haven't they, when they get the ball out here? Otherwise it's going to keep coming back time after time, and eventually you would imagine mental tiredness will set in for Dusseldorf, who could concede more.
I'm never sure when you make 5 changes to a winning team what message that sends out to the players. Does that send out to the players, we've come here, we're expected to lose, we've made those changes to rest other players for another game next week? Is that more important than this one?
Yeah, games to come for them at home to Hoffenheim and Dortmund before a trip to Leipzig in one of the midweek games on the 17th of June. Oh, Neuer's well off his line here. He's come out for a header to try and get involved, and he's nodding the ball out of play, sprinting back towards his goal line quickly. Dusseldorf have a throw on the left-hand side. Yeah, hold on to the ball at the moment with Nico Gieselman.
I think Dusseldorf have to take some heart from the fact that Bayern have conceded 2 goals in 2 of the last 3 home games, particularly last week against Frankfurt, 2 from set pieces. They just lost their concentration for a 5-10 minute period, and if they can just hang in there, they may get an opportunity to get a goal.
Well, one thing they have done under Russell is they've improved their goal-scoring output, because they've scored 13 in 9 under the Germans so far, which was as many as in their previous 16 before he came in to replace Friedhelm Funkel. But at the moment, his side are a goal down, and they have to chase this one as best they can. They have it at the back here at the moment with Kastenmeier. They're being pushed back though by Bayern, who eventually win the ball back with Pavard just inside the Fortuna half. Goretzka.
The problem for Dusseldorf is that they're having to try and play out from the back. They haven't got a target man in Rowan Hennings to up the field to be able to hit a little bit more direct, so they're looking to play through midfield, and Bayern are just picking them off.
It's gone back here from Hernandez to Neuer, who has faced just the 1 shot so far. It was a scuffed effort that we saw go over the bar. Or just under the bar, in fact. It was caught by Neuer, wasn't it? But it was a real chance for Morales at 0-0. Goretzka playing the ball forward here, can't find Gnabry. Played 19.5 minutes here on Bundesliga Live. It's Bayern Munich 1, Fortuna Dusseldorf 0. We've already had wins for Hertha, Hoffenheim, Werder Bremen and Frankfurt today. High ball over the top here, looking towards Gnabry, but too much on it for him, and it goes out of play for a goal kick to the visiting side.
Hertha continue to impress, don't they? 4 games unbeaten under Bruno Labbadia, 3 wins and a draw.
Yeah, that draw away at RB Leipzig as well, a game that we saw, Chris, in the week. Wins for them against Hoffenheim, Union and Augsburg. Davies, left-hand side. Played 20 minutes here. Bayern leading thanks to the own goal from Matthias Jorgensen. High one to the left-hand side here. Bayern really strolling around the pitch, aren't they? They have a, I don't know if you'd call it a swagger about their play, but a certain composure and calmness. They're not rushing things here.
No, they're just keeping possession. They're just moving these Fortuna players about, just trying to wait for the opening. And it usually comes down this left-hand side, looking for Alphonso Davies.
Coming forward here, Davies drifts in off the left-hand side, picks the ball up, tries to link it to Kimmich, who tries to find Muller in turn. And eventually, Fortuna get a free kick on the right-hand side, inside their own half, and a chance to relax and compose themselves again and find some shape in their side. Interestingly, 12 of the 13 goals they've conceded under Russell have come in the second halves of matches, this one coming relatively early.
Well, I think Bayern scored a lot of goals early on. They scored 15 goals in the opening 15 minutes of games. That one must have been very close, borderline 14th, 15th minute. So you expect when you come to Bayern to be put under pressure early. You expect to have very little possession. You expect to have to defend for your lives. And that's exactly what Dusseldorf are getting.
74% of the ball Bayern have had so far. Lewandowski to the right-hand side to Pavard. Back to Alaba. Pavard going all the way back to Neuer, who's just standing 5 or 10 yards outside his own penalty area here, holding onto the ball, picking it up when he can and just linking the play. Remember, you can listen to the Bundesliga audio via Alexa at any time. Just say open Bundesliga live or play the Bundesliga for match commentary and more. We have the Bundesliga highlights show at the end of every match day as well, hosted by Kevin Hatchard and friends. Dusseldorf with the ball at the back at the moment. It's pinged forward by Florian Kastelmeier. Davies, left-hand side, feeds it forward quickly into Gnabry, who hasn't really got involved in the game too much so far. We haven't seen the best of him. The former Arsenal man. Bayern pick up the ball again inside their own half, and Kimmich has time and space to turn inside the centre circle. Brings in Pavard. Lewandowski dropping deep to get a touch of the ball here. Goretzka, 10 yards inside the Fortuna half, plays into Gnabry, back towards Kimmich, who was caught as the sliding tackle came in from Karaman.
It's just complete control for Bayern, isn't it? Just popping the ball about, just waiting for that opening to come, trying to break lines, trying to play forward all the time.
And if you're Uwe Rosler, you're just hoping you can try and keep some defensive solidity here, and as we were saying earlier, try and go down that right avenue where Davies is vacating his spot.
That's what you're trying to do, but what you have got in Alaba and Hernandez at centre-back is two extremely quick players who are very much used to playing in wide positions. Luke Hernandez and Alaba, both left-backs, very comfortable defending out there.
Goretzka inside the centre circle. We played over half of this
Para ver
first
el
half. It's
partido
Bayern
en vivo
Munich 1,
gratis por internet,
Dusseldorf
debe
0.
suscribirse
Here on
al canal y
Bundesliga
dar
Live.
like al vídeo, porque el
Own goal
enlace
has
solo
Bayern
funciona
ahead.
si está suscrito y ha
15
dado
minutes.
like.
Down the right-hand side is Thomas
Futbolenvivo.com.
Muller, enjoying his football right now. Pavard rolls it back to Goretzka. Kimmich, edge of the box, right side. He's into the area now. Joshua Kimmich rolls it wide. Pavard will roll it back one here, and a chance to cross for Muller, who bends it towards Lewandowski at the far post. Just too high for the league's top scorer. You can hear his cry there as he ran away towards the far post, but out it goes for a goal kick.
Yeah, the ball from Thomas Muller was certainly aimed towards Lewandowski, just a little bit overhit, and he couldn't quite get there. He'll be looking to break that duck against Dusseldorf today, that's for sure. None of the chances have quite fallen for him as yet. When
you came up, Chris, against huge strikers like Lewandowski, I don't know who the biggest threat of a striker was that you played against, but did you try and rough them up slightly and just give them a few little kicks and pushes here and there in a subtle kind of way?
le empezó a impulsar la
Really, no, I mean, you just try and
y Nauri, fíjense,
you try and rise to the challenge. You try and make sure you're at your game. I wasn't that sort of person where I'd be kicking people. I always like to get tight and just let them know I was there.
Sí, Mati.
Muller,
No, muy bien, muy
right-hand
bien.
side,
La verdad
into
que
the penalty
es
area,
lindo
looking
eso,
for
esa
options in the middle. One of them is Goretzka making a late run, but Fortuna able to clear the ball away.
A little bit overhit, and he couldn't quite get
I
there.
don't know whether they stand out more as we watch the players here, because they're all in black shirts and shorts, but they just seem to have so many players back defending every single time that Bayern get the ball into a wide area.
Yeah, I think that's by design. They're looking to defend the middle of the pitch. They're looking to force Bayern wide and to try and, as you say, get as many bodies in the box as they can to defend those crosses. Because I think you know when Bayern play, they're going to get the two fullbacks forward. There are going to be crosses raining into your penalty area. It's how you defend that penalty area. And that's the disappointment, is that they've conceded an own goal.
Continued thoughts there of Bundesliga expert Chris Perry, who's with us for commentary today. Fortuna coming forward down the left-hand side. Ball into the box towards Karaman, who fouls his man as he lifts his leg up for the ball, and he's going to receive a yellow card here from referee Robert Hartmann.
This is really harsh. It's hardly a touch on Luca Hernandez here. He throws himself to the ground as though he's been absolutely poleaxed.
Well, his foot's gone up, but it's not even caught him on the chest, let alone the face.
No. He makes a lot of it, shall we say?
Yeah. I think from a commentator's point of view, yes, you know, he's maybe caught him, but that's sport, you know. He's gone for the ball legitimately with his foot.
He wasn't. There was no force in it, was there at all?
Hernandez at the back here for Bayern.
It's fully recovered. What a surprise.
It's amazing, yeah. Goretzka, who is sitting in that left-back position, vacated by Alphonso Davies, who's way away up the left-hand side at the moment. Bayern have it inside their own half. Hernandez, who looks comfortable. Goretzka. Wide to Davies now, bounces off his head though and goes out of play for a throw-in for Fortuna. Of course, they have the likes of Javi Martinez, don't they, on the bench. Bayern, who's been such a big player for them in this run of title wins, but at the moment they really don't need a player like that.
They're not looking for a defensive type of midfielder at all. They're so much in control. They've got so much possession of the ball that it's going to be about those creative players in the midfield. Kimmich is about as defensive as you're going to need in there. Goretzka and Thomas Müller can get on the ball enough and try and create space and find those incisive passes. Then this is going to be an easy game for Bayern.
Kimmich forward to Coman, who links the play to the right-hand side to Müller, who's pulled wide. Lewandowski on the right wing, in towards Müller by the penalty spot, great in the snapshot, and it's a really good save there by Kastenmeier. Good reflexes from the goalkeeper. Müller had taken up Lewandowski's position in the middle and tried to angle his foot around that ball there. It was going in at the near post, and it's a fine one-handed save to turn it behind for a corner.
It's brilliant football all round, isn't it? Beautiful cutback from Lewandowski to Müller, hits it with his right foot on the half volley. And what a save from Kastenmeier.
Kimmich's corner on the right, in towards the edge of the penalty, and it's in for 2-0. It's been nodded in by Benjamin Pavard, who had a hand in the first goal. And he does a little celebration here, something to do with VAR. I'm not quite sure what he's on about there. The goalkeeper got a hand to this one, but he couldn't keep it out. It's Bayern 2, Fortuna Dusseldorf 0.
Yeah, again, it's a lovely ball in from Kimmich, absolutely on the money. Benjamin Pavard is marked by Nico Giesemann. He doesn't jump. Pavard, simple header, down into the ground, bounces up, and Florian Kastenmeier flies to his left-hand side, but can't quite keep it out. He gets a good hand on it, but can only force it into the roof of the net.
Hansi Flick, a happy man as he applauds the goal on the touchline. Pavard, who scored the game clincher against Union Berlin in their first game back after the break, maybe has got the game clincher here as well, Chris Perry.
Yeah, it would seem so. 2-0. 2-0, absolutely cruising, completely in control of the game. Manuel Neuer's been a virtual spectator. You can't see a way back for Dusseldorf, but you never know.
They got 5 here in their last home game against Frankfurt. Goretzka, Müller, Lewandowski, Davies, and an own goal. They've got 2 here after 30 minutes. Now, they have conceded 2 at home in 2 of their last 3 league games, against Frankfurt and Paderborn, surprisingly. But at the moment, Manuel Neuer's goal doesn't seem to be under too much threat.
No. Well, Dusseldorf haven't had any possession. The two even glimmers of hope they can have been when they've got in behind Alphonso Davies and Karaman's managed to hold the ball up and get people in support, but they've been few and far in between. They're not good enough to play through Bayern out from the back either. They need to have some sort of target man. They need to go a little bit more direct if they're going to cause Bayern problems.
Throw in here to Fortuna on halfway. Should be taken by Zimmerman. I guess from Kastenmeyer's point of view, the goalkeeper, he'd be disappointed with the way that header went in after making such a fantastic save to put the ball out for a corner.
Yeah, it's a free header. He did his best to keep it out. It would have been an absolutely sensational save had he managed to keep that one out. Free header from 8 yards, headed into the ground. It was always going to be difficult for him.
Fortuna, the only side outside of the top 7 to win during midweek. It's looking like it's going to be a tough ask for them to get anything here today. Though, as we said earlier, they did come from 2 goals down to get a point here in their last visit in November 2018. Bayern coming out from the back with Hernandez over the halfway line into Lewandowski. Alphonso Davies down the left-hand side to Gnabry. Back it goes to Hernandez on the halfway line. Square to Goretzka, out to the right-hand side now for Alaba. It's been largely untested so far. Come on. Maybe from Bayern's point of view, just want a bit more from the 2 wingers in Coman and Gnabry.
Yeah, the 2 fullbacks have actually produced better crosses, and Thomas Müller as well. When they've got forward, their final ball hasn't quite been good enough yet, the 2 fullbacks.
Yeah, Müller really does like to swing them in, doesn't he, with that right foot from the right-hand side when he pulls out for that position.
He just naturally finds space. Wherever it is on the pitch, he will find it.
Risky ball out here from Kastenmeier, and Bayern press straight away. 32 minutes on the clock, 2-0, the home side lead here. Ball played forward now, and good technique from Kevin Sturger to the left-hand side. And a run here for Eric Tommy, running at Alaba on the edge of the penalty area. Tommy curls the ball into the box, a chance for Karaman, sets up for him nicely, gets the strike in, it's blocked, the follow-up back across the penalty area, and Bayern managed to get away with that one somehow. It is still 2-0, but still a chance, and in the end, falling over inside the box is Sturger, and Bayern will try and counter-attack now as they come forward with Alaba, racing down the right-hand side. Have Bayern got enough bodies forward here to make something of this? Alaba driving in field now, over to the left-hand side to Gnabry, and his touch is poor, played forward, and it's missed by Müller, and as Müller tries to get to the ball, he fouls his man Hoffmann. Free kick Dusseldorf, but what a chance at the other end, Chris Perry.
Yeah, it was brilliant play from Eric Tommy down the left-hand side, driving at Alaba, cuts it back to the edge of the area. There he is on the penalty spot. Keenan Karaman, touched with his right foot to set it, hits it with his left, drags it as though it's going in the bottom corner. It's a brilliant block from Alphonso Davies, because I think that was heading for the bottom corner.
Zimmerman plays it forward here for Fortuna, who have a bit of confidence in their play all of a sudden, but a poor ball further on is shepherded out of play by Luca Hernandez, just about, and it's gone behind for a goal kick to Bayern. If Davies wasn't in the way of that shot, that would have been 2-1.
Yeah, certainly it would have been difficult for Manuel Neuer to get over there and save it. He was just standing there hoping that someone was going to get a block.
Alaba to the right-hand side, and Pavard. 33.5 minutes on the clock, 11.5 to go until half-time here. Hernandez. Back to the goalkeeper. Neuer gives it back to Hernandez again. Hansi Flick standing on the edge of the pitch here, hands in pockets. Will be very happy with the way things are going right now on such a good winning run that they're on. 7 points at the top of the Bundesliga is going to become 10, ahead of Dortmund playing at Paderborn tomorrow. And they will need a maximum of 3 more wins if they were to hold on here today to lift the Bundesliga title again. Leverkusen away next up for them. Before then, a German Cup match at home here against Frankfurt. The semi-final was postponed against them before the break. Here's Müller inside the box, he'll set it back here. It'll be helped on by Kimmich, but it doesn't quite find the man at the far post, who is Gnabry. So Leverkusen next, and then Gladbach. So actually, Chris, their next 2 league games are going to be a bit tougher for them.
Yeah, they're certainly the most difficult ones they do have left on paper. But the form they were in, we saw how good they were at Dortmund. You'd expect them to win.
Coman low balling towards the near post. It's grabbed by Kastenmeier with Gnabry lurking, sorry. So he came in to try and get himself a goal. He's already got 11 so far this season.
It's good movement from Gnabry, running from that outside left position, infield past Lewandowski to try and get in at the near post. The ball from Coman just too close to Kastenmeier.
Here come Fortuna down the right-hand side, and again, he's in that spot, Karaman. Right-hand side, low ball into the middle. Pavard just about gets something on it to scoop the ball away.
Again, it's that space in behind Alphonso Davies where they're getting some joy.
Fortuna, you can tell by the body language, wondering what might have been on these half opportunities they've had.
You have to be perfect against Bayern, don't you? When you get these opportunities, you have to pick the right pass. You have to be absolutely on the money if you're going to score. And you have to try and take every single one that you get.
Fortuna have it inside their own half here at the moment. High ball, clipped from back to front quickly. It's a ball that's attacked by Alfredo Morales, but the USA midfielder can't take it down, and he's just holding his chest here in some pain.
He just fell awkwardly, didn't he, over the top of Alaba.
Bayern, though, aren't going to put the ball out of play. They're going to continue here. To the left-hand side for Davies. It gives him so much pace and width down that left-hand side, even if it does expose them at the back sometimes. Goretzka, Kimmich in the centre circle, just inside the Fortuna half. Bayern lead by 2-0. Wide on the right-hand side is Pavard, scoops it on for Muller. Down near the corner flag, knocks it against Gieselman. So a throw into Bayern. Muller, such a likeable character, isn't he, the way he plays his football?
He always plays with a smile on his face, doesn't he, Thomas Muller?
Still not that old either, he's only 30.
Seems to have been around forever, doesn't he? What a fantastic servant to this football club.
Bayern play the ball forward, doesn't reach Coman, and Fortuna, I was going to say they bring it forward, but they decide to start again with Gieselman on the edge of his own penalty area. High ball, and it's played down the left-hand side now for Karaman to get after, but Goretzka, of all people, back there covering for Bayern. And a short, simple ball out from one midfielder to another, finds Kimmich. Back to Goretzka. Scuttles towards the halfway line and manages to lay the ball to Davies on the left. Davies over the halfway line into Gnabry now. A bulky winger coming in field. Still Serge Gnabry onto his right foot. Can he get the shot away? He can! Drives one towards the top corner, just over the bar. And for Kastenmeier, it's still at 2 for now, but the chances starting to be racked up here by Bayern Munich.
Yeah, that's more like the Serge Gnabry we saw before the break. Certainly against Chelsea, coming inside on his right foot, driving in, going past players, working the shooting opportunity. Middle of the goal, 20 yards out. Just got underneath it a little bit and over the crossbar of Florian Kastenmeier.
38 minutes gone, Bayern Munich 2, Fortuna Dusseldorf 0. This game going as many as expected so far. Looks like Fortuna's unbeaten run will come to an end. Coman with a high ball in from the right. Goes over everyone in the middle, but Gnabry picks it up on the left, and now he's driving into the box. Gnabry tight angle, tries to cut it back. It's deflected off the defender Zimmerman and into the arms of Kastenmeier.
He's just come alive, hasn't he, Serge Gnabry, in the last couple of minutes. Just looks like he's got a little bit of confidence again. Wonderful touch as the ball came over his shoulder.
Zimmerman didn't know whether he was coming or going, did he?
He was wrong side there, Zimmerman. Gnabry took full advantage, drove to the byline, tried to cut it back across the 6-yard box for Lewandowski to get a tap in, but it was well defended at the near post.
Hernandez with a high clearance towards halfway for Bayern. Taken down nicely on the thigh by Jorgensen, whose own goal got Bayern off and running in this game, and Bayern are coming forward again here. Goretzka on the halfway line, having to turn, and nonchalantly plays the ball out to the right-hand side as he scoops his foot underneath the ball. Pavard, firm one forward towards Lewandowski, but it's just evaded him. He's popped up all over the place so far, hasn't he, Robert Lewandowski, but hasn't had too many chances in front of goal.
Yeah, he's not playing as an out-and-out centre-forward, as he's certainly found himself on the wide on the right-hand side on a couple of occasions. He's looking for the ball. I think he wants to get that goal.
Play back here, Fortuna start again. 5.5 minutes left of this first half, which Bayern are dominating. in terms of goals, possession, all the key stats.
Jurgensen, again, terrible clearance. Just kicks it out off the field, out of play, under no pressure at all. He really has had a poor first half. He's got the own goal, but he's looked really sloppy at times in possession. Doesn't defend well at all. Certainly doesn't fill you with confidence.
Just his third start of the season. Said he's on loan from Fenerbahce.
He'll be going back, I'd imagine.
It's the Turkish league where many players go to rebuild their careers at times. Here's Muller down the right-hand side for Coman. Bayern popping the ball around comfortably here. Kimmich to Alaba, who stepped forward from the back, plays the ball into the penalty area, but too high for Gnabry. Out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, Serge Gnabry just saying that he was making a diagonal run in from wide infield, trying to get into the box, and Alaba actually played it a little bit too wide for him.
Just seeing the goal again from Benjamin Pavard, nodded it down. Textbook from his point of view.
Absolutely, it's a good header, isn't he? Gets ahead of his man, heads it down, as you say. That's exactly what you ask someone to do. It bounced up high, it made it difficult for Kastenmeier.
Davies at the back here for Bayern. You've studied many coaches, Chris Perry, and we were talking earlier in the week about doing your coaching badges and things like that. You were studying Julian Nagelsmann, and obviously Hansi Flick has such a good record with Bayern, and I guess it's easy to say he's doing well because he's got the league's best players, but is there something about German coaches overall that you've ever noticed that separates them from the rest?
Not necessarily, no. I mean, that very much look at tactically, they seem to work very hard in Germany. Every team tactically knows exactly what they're doing. You can really see that when you watch teams play. Their patterns of movement, the way that they defend, very much set.
But is that just something that the rest of the coaches from the football world have not picked up on, or is it something that's been ingrained in them as players?
I think it's the fact that a lot of German clubs seem to promote from within, so they've already brought up in the ethos of the club.
Gnabry square to the edge of the box. Kimmich is coming in, looking to try and side foot one towards the bottom corner as Bayern look to hit free. It's well blocked.
It's a
Goretzka comes back out.
Brilliant block from Andre Hoffmann. Came out, threw himself in front of that shot from Kimmich.
Goretzka. Muller. Strolling around with the ball, Bayern here. No rush at all, but they know that opportunities will present themselves if they keep moving the ball quickly. Alaba to the right-hand side to Pavard. Pavard back into Alaba, just outside the centre circle, inside the 4.5. Lovely touch, and Kimmich is onto it down the right-hand side. He's inside the box, he's trying to cut it back here. Muller helps on Lewandowski! 3-0, game over, and of course he had to get his goal, didn't he? Robert Lewandowski gets a third before half-time, and that's a fantastic team goal from Bayern Munich.
It's brilliantly worked from Bayern, isn't it? Down the right-hand side. Joshua Kimmich making a lung-busting run into the box from the centre midfield position. Little back heel. It's just helped on into the path of Robert Lewandowski. Lewandowski actually starts it with a little flick. Kimmich leaves it. Thomas Muller has the awareness just to cut it back. One more pass when everyone thought he was going to shoot. He commits the goalkeeper. Leaves Lewandowski with the simplest of tasks, just to put it into an almost empty net.
And if a picture could paint 1,000 words, the image we've just seen on our screen of Uwe Rösler hanging his head on the dugout, looking absolutely done.
He's shrugging his shoulders. What do I do, isn't he? You know, how do you play against this? And there's a lot of German coaches before him that have had that exact same thought at half-time against Bayern Munich. Don't worry about that, Uwe.
You know, the Kimmich assist, as it was going to be initially for Muller, reminded me of one of my favourite goals that I've seen. It was actually from Real Madrid about 15 years ago now, where Guti backheeled it when he was through on goal. Yeah. Not quite the same, different angles, but in theory the same thought process there from Kimmich.
Yeah, it's great, but amazing awareness as well from Muller, who knew that it was going to be a difficult shot for him, but he knew exactly where Lewandowski was.
Fortuna have a free kick here after a over-eager Alphonso Davies fouls his man, Steven Skripski. You know, they're 3-0 down, but Dusseldorf have had half chances in this game as well, we have to say that.
They've had a couple of half chances. Certainly the Karaman shot was goal bound if it wasn't for Alphonso Davies.
We can do for you at advertiseontalksport.com.
Being Lidl on price matters now more than ever, but we're still big on quality, big on the big shop. From award-winning nappies to award-winning fruit and veg, from fresh British meat to hundreds of big brands. We're here for your everyday essentials and to help make time at home special. Now that's big on quality and always Lidl on price. Subject to availability, selected stores excludes NI.
Very much in the lead. A third Bundesliga goal for Philippe Coutinho.
Emphatic first 45 minutes.
Taking it quickly. Kimmich, it's in. No Lewandowski involvement whatsoever, but Bayern will not care one little jot about that. Something different from Bayern from a corner. Stefan. Oh, that's an awful mistake from Zach Stefan. Bayern are in here. This is Gnabry. Muller leaves it. Tolisso follows up. Corentin Tolisso makes it 2, and it's an absolute gift. Thomas Muller wanted to dummy the ball quite like that, but the end result is Corentin Tolisso's first goal since September last year. Pushing for another goal, Pavard. They've laid it back to Gnabry. He's found his goal now. 1 against Dortmund last time out. 3 for Germany against Northern Ireland. And now a goal against Dusseldorf. Serge Gnabry in great form at the moment, with a little help from his teammates. Bayern coming forward in numbers again. Coutinho, Lewandowski. Oh, he skipped past the challenge from Zimmerman. That's 4. It was coming. Lewandowski, the provider. Philippe Coutinho makes it 4, and it really was only a question of time. Dusseldorf guilty of giving Bayern too much room, too much time. Not made it too hard for Bayern today. Bayern win 4-0. Coutinho's there, and it is 4:20 to play, but Bayern very much in the lead. A third Bundesliga goal for Philippe Coutinho. Taking it quickly. Kimmich, it's in. No Lewandowski involvement whatsoever, but Bayern will not care one little jot about that. Something different from Bayern from a corner. Stefan. Oh, that's an awful mistake from Zach Stefan. Bayern are in here. This is Gnabry. Muller leaves it. Tolisso follows up. Corentin Tolisso makes it 2, and it's an absolute gift. Thomas Muller wanted to dummy the ball quite like that, but the end result is Corentin Tolisso's first goal since September last year. Pushing for another goal, Pavard. They've laid it back to Gnabry. He's found his goal now. 1 against Dortmund last time out. 3 for Germany against Northern Ireland. And now a goal against Dusseldorf. Serge Gnabry in great form at the moment, with a little help from his teammates. Bayern coming forward in numbers again. Coutinho, Lewandowski. Oh, he skipped past the challenge from Zimmerman. That's 4. It was coming. Lewandowski, the provider. Philippe Coutinho makes it 4, and it really was only a question of time. Dusseldorf guilty of giving Bayern too much room, too much time. Not made it too hard for Bayern today. Bayern win 4-0.
He scored 4 times in the first leg of the semi-final, also huge admirers of the striker. More than most coaches ever know. So this Champions League season has come down to this here at Wembley, a genuine German rivalry. 2 clubs from different sides of the tracks. And the season could be reduced to rubble. Wasikowski, 4 forward for Borussia Dortmund here. Comes back to Błaszczykowski. Royce. Advantage played. Lewandowski! Nearly a great deal and a very... He's still in there. Neuer again from Błaszczykowski. Here's Müller. We've got plenty in the middle. Tony Mandzukic. First real serious action for Weidenfeller. Close range header.
There wasn't much.
Grosskreutz. Here's Schmelzer. Slung in. Ooh, and the second header is the one-foot run or either hand. Here's Robin. Ribery raising their game if they can. Bayern and Robin could really raise the roof here. Turned in by Mandzukic. Bayern Munich lead in the all-German final. The tap-in the end, but Dortmund rather dissolved to let that happen. Not visibly happy Heinkes, but Bayern Munich may well be on their way. Grosskreutz, now Royce, Dante, penalty for Borussia Dortmund. And what about Dante's situation here? He's already booked.
We've got a decision to make, referee.
Of Turkish origin. And he scores impeccably, 1-1 at Wembley. Nothing Neuer could do about that. Lewandowski, who is still set to follow Götze to Bayern. Although Real Madrid, against whom he scored 4 times in the first leg of the semi-final, are also huge admirers of the striker. More than most coaches ever know. So this Champions League season has come down to this here at Wembley. A genuine German rivalry. 2 clubs from different sides of the tracks. And the season could be reduced to rubble. Błaszczykowski, 4 forward for Borussia Dortmund here. Comes back to Błaszczykowski. Royce. Advantage played. Lewandowski! Nearly a great deal and a very... He's still in there. Neuer again from Błaszczykowski. Here's Müller. We've got plenty in the middle. Tony Mandzukic. First real serious action for Weidenfeller. Close range header.
There wasn't much.
Grosskreutz. Here's Schmelzer. Slung in. Ooh, and the second header is the one-foot run or either hand. Here's Robin. Ribery raising their game if they can. Bayern and Robin could really raise the roof here. Turned in by Mandzukic. Bayern Munich lead in the all-German final. The tap-in the end, but Dortmund rather dissolved to let that happen. Not visibly happy Heinkes, but Bayern Munich may well be on their way. Grosskreutz, Royce, Dante, penalty for Borussia Dortmund. And what about Dante's situation here? He's already booked.
We've got a decision to make, referee.
Of Turkish origin. And he scores impeccably, 1-1 at Wembley. Nothing Neuer could do about that. İlkay Gundogan.
Well, it's just what we wanted. The noise here is absolutely...
Muller from Robin. Free kick. Gundogan. He's got the ball. Robin as well. Muller lets it run. Fella keeps it out from Bastian Schweinsteiger. The great Bayern players had a chance to be the great Bayern hero. Through the middle. It's done well. Robin is there! Bayern Robin! That's surely one for Bayern Munich. To continue his great personal record here at Wembley. With 90 seconds on the clock. Robin raised it and rolled it into the net.
Lewandowski.
Bayern Munich, the German champions, the champions of Europe. At 68, Jupp Heynckes has led Bayern to a double. The treble is still on for next Saturday. This is the moment. For the fifth time, this is their time. The brilliant Bayern Munich. That's why Eric Bailly dropping the shoulder and showing that he is back.
He's gone from Bailly to Beckenbauer.
Una carga pequeñita para ya evitar. Uy, qué bien la ha hecho Messi para eliminar a Mauro Lambarri. Bueno, pues se tiene que marchar Jordi Alba. Se está...
Wayne wasn't very happy about being brought off last week. I'm not sure he's any happier this time.
What a start from Dybala. Juve on the counter with Cristiano Ronaldo. What a trick that is. Driving away from whose side?
Minutes. But yeah, he looks like he's been withdrawn at the break. Alaba's going to slot back over to left centre half.
It does look like Kimmich might actually be playing centre back. I mean, he can play anywhere. Don't get me wrong. He's just going to be he's going to be like a quarterback playing at centre back, just getting the ball and delivering it forward. But
We are back underway. Bayern 3, Fortuna Dusseldorf 0 here at the Allianz Arena. And Kimmich receives the ball, playing at right centre half here, alongside David Alaba, who's gone over to the left, where he's played plenty of times. Started on the right here today, but Luca Hernandez has made way. He goes off, and Cousins comes on. Bayern leading thanks to an own goal from Matis Jorgensen. Benjamin Pavard with the second, a header on 29 minutes, and Lewandowski with the third goal 2 minutes before the break. It'll be interesting to see how Dusseldorf, I was about to say attack this second half, but take it on, I guess you would say.
yeah, I think what it shows is that Hansi Flick doesn't think Dusseldorf are going to give Kimmich too many problems defensively.
Lewandowski trying to bully the defender Hoffmann here. Hoffmann then gets his head to the ball. He claims he was fouled. Referee says no, play on. It's a Bayern throw midway inside the Fortuna Dusseldorf half on the left-hand side. If you're Uwe Rösler, are you now thinking to get someone like Headings on to try and give
Why not?
Kimmich something to think about?
Yeah, why not? I mean, they've got Alaba, who's a fullback player, and you've got Kimmich, who is a central midfielder, stroke fullback playing centre half. It might force them to put Pavard back in at centre half potentially if that was to happen. If I was Hansi Flick and it was causing problems, I'd just move Pavard over one and put Kimmich back out at right back where he's very comfortable.
It was just the one yellow card in the first half. That was for Kenan Karaman, the Turkish midfielder, come forward. Nearly 2 minutes off this second period, and Lewandowski has won a free kick after being clattered into by Jorgensen from behind. It's going to be taken here by Goretzka as he rolls it back to Alaba. Coman, left-hand side. Alaba stroking it back here to Kimmich. Works out to the right-hand side for Pavard. Kimmich, you know, we talk and wax about him at times. He's only 25, he's got so many good years ahead of him. And in the kind of positions he plays, probably only going to get better with age as well. Alaba, forward to the left for Davies, who gets after the ball in line with the edge of the penalty area here, left-hand side. Plays it back onto Kingsley Coman, inside the box, on his right boot, plays it to Lewandowski, prods it back to Kingsley Coman, left-hand side, lifts it across, a chance in the middle maybe for Cousins, but nodded away by the Fortuna defence. But it's going to come back with Alaba to the left-hand side for Coman. Comes in field, he was challenged but holds onto the ball. Lovely take by Alaba inside the box, low ball in, spilled by the goalkeeper. Castameyer grabs at the second attempt. Alaba now fancying himself as an attacker in this game.
Well, we've seen him over the years get forward from left back so brilliantly. It's him this time breaking into the box. A lovely little turn with the underside of his left foot, just rolls it and then whips the ball in towards the near post. But Castameyer goes full stretch to cut it out at the near post.
Forward by Gieselman. In terms of the subs today for Dusseldorf, well, and Bayern actually, let's run through them both. There is Alvaro Odriozola for Bayern, Javi Martinez, Michael Cousins, who's just come on, Ivan Perisic, Joan Boateng, Sven Ulreich, the sub-goalkeeper, Oliver Batista Meyer and Joshua Zirkzee. While for Fortuna, their sub-goalkeeper Michael Rensing, Valon Berisha, Kelvin Ofori, Ruben Hennings, Marcus Suttner, Marcel Sabotka, Jean Zimmer, Thomas Pledl and Robin Bournemouth. Ball into the arms here of Castameyer. Plenty of goals between these two sides over the years in recent games. In the reverse earlier this season, it was a 4-0 win for Bayern away at Fortuna. Kimmich, Tolisso, Gnabry and Coutinho with the goals. Here's Lewandowski on the edge of the box trying to wriggle free. Still half a chance maybe down the right-hand side. Gnabry inside the box. Lewandowski! Oh, it's a lovely touch. A flick from behind one boot. In through the goalkeeper's legs. 4-0, 4 minutes into the second half. And this is officially a rout.
Yeah, it certainly is going to be a rout. It's good play again from Bayern. Dusseldorf just missed the chance to clear it. It falls in the box. Gets played to the right-hand side for Gnabry, who unselfishly, rather than shooting across goal, just slides it back across the 6-yard box, looking for Lewandowski. And there's Lewandowski. The ball's a little bit behind him, but he Cruyffs it in with his right foot. Beautiful finish. Just a little flick with the inside of his right heel. Goes underneath Castameyer, who's a little bit unfortunate, right through his legs. And there's the second goal for Lewandowski and the fourth for Bayern. This could be anything, this now.
Well, sadly, the fans who aren't here have missed out because they've scored 9 goals in 2 home games over the last 7 days. Lewandowski, quite frankly, as they play the can-can music around this stadium, could be doing the can-can up front and still score about 6 goals in this game if you really want it.
Well, he'll certainly be looking for his hat-trick, you'd imagine. Got 2, he's always hungry for more.
Man who has a quite ridiculous goal-scoring record.
That equals, doesn't it, his best ever total for a season.
4 earlier this season in the Champions League game at Red Star back in 2019.
He was on 41 goals, wasn't he, before today? So 2 more, 43. That's the most he's ever scored in a season total, not just in the Bundesliga. 29 now in the Bundesliga this season.
He's just your all-round striker. Such a good finish there as well. One to watch later. Took it so well. Bayern Munich lead Fortuna Dusseldorf by 4 goals to 0. They have now scored 85 goals in the Bundesliga this season, and surely Chris Perry going to break the ton?
You'd imagine so, yeah. I mean, they've got 2 fairly difficult games coming up, but after that, you'd expect them to fill their boots.
Coman off the left, coming inside. Fortuna all over the place. Kingsley Coman working it to the right-hand side. All kinds of space for Serge Gnabry inside the box. On his left foot, trying to curl one. It's blocked. Comes out to Goretzka, edge of the penalty area, trying to dance his way through. Fortuna can't clear. Alphonso Davies inside the box. He's going to go all the way for 5-0. 2 goals in 2 minutes. And Alphonso Davies scores at home again. They are tearing them apart. They are bullying their way through. They are heading towards another Bundesliga title in style. It's Bayern Munich 5, Fortuna Dusseldorf 0.
Well, I said in the first half that Dusseldorf had defended well. This is some poor defending. They have chances to clear. Sturger gets caught on the ball on the edge of the box by Alphonso Davies, but he goes through 2 challenges from Bodzek and Jurgensen that are so weak. It's unbelievable. Just goes straight through the middle of them. And then that's the simplest of tasks of just putting it underneath Kastenmeier.
But it's just so weak, there's not a strong challenge between them all. There's about 6 players trying to touch the ball or get rid of it at one point or another. Bodzek, Jurgensen, all of them in there. 5-0.
Jurgensen smiles afterwards as though he's been hard done by that. He's lucky to get through there. It's an awful challenge from him. And he's been, let's be honest, pretty horrendous in this game so far.
Matthias Jurgensen there in the running for Chris Perry's Man of the Match award.
In a Bayern shirt, yeah.
Bayern lead 5-0. And Uwe Rösler will be wondering what on earth has happened at the start of this second half. Those notes that he made at the end of the first clearly haven't had too much of an impact. 2 goals conceded here at the top of the second half. And this really could be any number if they want it now, Bayern. But here come Fortuna, trying to find a lifeline in this game if ever there was one. Eric Tommy coming forward with the ball. He's played it in field, but Goretzka has dispossessed the away side of the ball. Now Kusons down the right-hand side. Plays it back one to Goretzka. Lewandowski in the 50th minute, Davies in the 52nd. Adding to 3 goals in the first half. Their biggest home win this season, 5-0. Their biggest away win, 6-0 at Hoffenheim. They could quite easily get their biggest win of the season here today.
The goals are there. It's as many as they want to score. It's how much hunger they've got to keep on playing and creating and taking those chances.
Well, they do strike me as a team that do have plenty of hunger. You know, we've seen them when they could have sat off teams in the past and they've just gone hell for leather and just filled their boots. And they seem to be coming forward again here at every opportunity. Davies left side, running here at the defender Skripski. Into the box towards Lewandowski, flick header over the bar and behind. And Kastenmeier screaming in his back line, saying stop giving them chances, stop letting them wriggle free.
Yeah, it was a difficult header for Lewandowski. The ball was always just a little bit too high for him. He was always stretching, couldn't get over the top of it, and just tries to guide it towards the far post. And it gets underneath it a bit and over the crossbar.
Fortuna holding onto the ball at the back, which is wise in one sense, but not in another. Fired away now by Kastenmeier. You hear every single kick inside the stadiums these days. The lights are on here in Munich, this ground on the edge of town. Kusons, deft touch down to Kimmich. Square for Goretzka, who sits in between the 2 centre-halves and carries the ball forward. Finds Alaba now. Into Kingsley Coman down the left-hand side. Here goes Davies again, racing down that left wing. Cuts it back one to Kusons. Ball into the box towards Lewandowski. Well headed clear by Hoffman. Comes back out and driven in by Pavard. That was an awkward one for the goalkeeper. It was pinging towards the bottom corner, and the goalkeeper pushes it behind for a corner.
We've seen that technique before, haven't we, in the World Cup from Pavard, where the ball's bouncing up and he strikes it beautifully with his right foot on the volley. Straight at the goal, but the goalkeeper did well, flew to his left-hand side, concedes the corner.
Changes are afoot here, and the first one we're going to see is Valon Berisha come on loan from Lazio, the Kosovo international. They're going to make a couple of switches here because Sobotka is also going to come on.
We've seen that technique before, haven't we, in the World Cup from Pavard, where the ball's bouncing up and he strikes it beautifully with his right foot on the volley.
Played 11 minutes of the second half and making a double change here. Stoger and Morales making way. Changes are afoot here.
Yeah, both very much like-for-like replacements.
Come on from Lazio, the Kosovo international. They come on here to defend this corner. From the right-hand side, it's in-swinger by Cousins. It's chested back towards his own goal. I thought we were going to see another own goal there, but it goes behind off the chest of Zimmerman.
I think Zimmerman, I'll give him some credit here. I think he knew what he was doing.
Did he do that, or was it going back towards the goalkeeper that he's put wide in the end? It wasn't far away, was it, from that post?
Wasn't too far away. He was in the right place, though.
Corner from the other side this time. The Bayern left. This one an in-swinger towards the near post, well cleared by Karaman. And the counter-attack is on here for Fortuna. Bayern get bodies back, still half a chance. And in the end, Pavard puts a foot in and just ends that attack. Not really sure whether it was a tactical foul or not. Either way, it's a free kick to Fortuna.
He's run well with the ball at times, hasn't he, Eric Tommy? He looks full of energy and really enterprising when he gets the ball and drives forward. It was just flicked it off to his right-hand side, and Pavard was a little bit late, stepped on the toe of Tommy.
Fortuna have it down the right-hand side after this free kick was taken quickly. Have it with Skripski, who's dipped in and out of the game. Most of Fortuna's best opportunities have come down the right wing in this one, with Alphonso Davies flying forward at every given opportunity. In the end, it's a throw-in which Davies will take here by the corner flag on the left-hand side. Just seeing a replay of the finish from Lewandowski as he slipped over. A little Cruyff behind one foot, knocked in by the other. And then Davies bundling his way through to make it 5. And then a bit of a conversation between all of the Fortuna Düsseldorf defenders after that goal as to how they were going to defend after that. It's not going to be easy for them.
I think it's just one of those where you get everyone together and you say, look, come on, let's not get beat 8 or 9 or 10 here, let's stick together.
What was the worst defeat you can remember being on the end of, Chris Perry?
I think I was on a... Did I get beat 7 once? Maybe 7, 6 or 7, definitely 6. I might have had a 7, I can't quite remember. Put those ones out your mind.
Free kick here for Fortuna, taking it quickly down the right-hand side. Crossing opportunity from a good angle, high ball in! And the header over the top there from Andre Hoffmann. Well forward in a great position. Ball into him at the far post, just needed to get over the header and send it down. It probably would have gone in past Neuer, but he's nodded it over the top.
Yeah, and that's when we saw last week, didn't we? Hinteregger looked dangerous every time he went forward for Frankfurt from headers. This is a free header in the 6-yard box. He just has to hit the target and he scores. Hoffmann, he'll be disappointed to miss. Wouldn't have made any difference on the final scoreline, but would have been nice for him.
Bayern are about to make a change here. Let's see who it's going to be coming on. Ball to the left-hand side, and they're coming forward looking for goal number 6. Davies down the left, he'll try and supply it. High one in towards Gnabry, but Davies offside. One thing I do feel like we've seen in lots of these games since coming back, and it may just be the games that me and you have seen, Chris, we do seem to have a lot of offsides. I'm not sure whether you've noticed that or whether I'm just going mad or a combination of the two or whatever, but there do seem to be a lot of them in these games.
I think what you get when you watch teams like Bayern a lot is they attack an awful lot and they're always trying to break that last line of defence with passes, so you have runners making runs in behind from deep, and sometimes they don't get the timing quite right.
Pavard hooks one away here for Bayern into the Fortuna half, but they are able to take it down. No real fluidity to their play, though. It's hopeful balls forward, though. A chance here now for Karaman. Down the right-hand side, he's running at Kimmich into the penalty area. Kenan Karaman tries to drive one across goal. Kimmich gets the block in. And in the end, cutback is cut out there by Cousins, but still half a chance for Tommy. Edge of the box, drives in the shot, but a good 3 or 4 yards over the top of Manuel Neuer's crossbar. Behind it goes for a goal kick, and here comes the Bayern double change now. Alvaro Odriozola is going to come on loan from Real Madrid, and also Ivan Perisic. So double switch. Perisic will replace, you'd imagine, Gnabry or Kingsley Coman. It's going to be Kingsley Coman who goes off on the far side. What have you made of his performance this afternoon?
Yeah, not bad. He's shown little glimpses of getting back to his best form. Just that final ball he needs to work on. Pavard again has been excellent, hasn't he? Odriozola will just be a like-for-like replacement at right back. Perisic will go out and play wide on the left, which is where Coman had started the second half. Gnabry now playing wide on the right.
Odriozola hasn't really had much of a look in since moving on loan. He's only featured in 2 games, 8 minutes against Hoffenheim and played just over an hour against Paderborn in the Bundesliga. Apart from that, not too much to show for his time in Bavaria, but he's going to get half an hour here with his side leading by 5-0. And the man on loan from Real Madrid touches the ball here. Goes back to the centre circle for Joshua Kimmich. Forward to Muller, who zigzags the ball back, and it's wide now from Goretzka to Cuisance down the right-hand side. Odriozola tries to get the return here from Gnabry. Doesn't work out though. Muller then wins it back and prods it back to Goretzka. Square for Alaba. Firm ball forward. Muller's inside the box and Muller hacks it over the bar. And he's rightly absolutely furious with himself. I was waiting for the net to bulge there for 6, but Muller lifts it high over the bar and behind.
He should score. It's a lovely ball from Alaba. Just bounces up. His first touch is perfect. Thomas Muller sets it, bounces up perfectly to hit on the volley, but he just lashes it a little bit. Lacks a little bit of composure in front of goal. Ends up coming off the outside of his right foot and going wide of the target.
Could easily have been 6-0 to Bayern Munich there. Here on Bundesliga Live. Remember, you can listen to the Bundesliga audio via Alexa anytime. Just say open Bundesliga Live or play the Bundesliga for match commentary and more. Coverage all season long. One of the biggest leagues in the world. Which looks like it's going to be won again by Bayern Munich this year. They are going further clear at the top of the Bundesliga ahead of Dortmund playing tomorrow. 10 points clear they'll be of Dortmund. Could have been oh so different, couldn't it? Had Dortmund won that game in Der Klassiker in the week. But it wasn't to be. Here's Gieselman on the left for Fortuna. They're inside the penalty area here. A shooting opportunity, and it's into the side netting from Valon Berisha. And it has taken a nick on the way through for a corner.
That was a sharp little Cruyff turn from Berisha to work the opportunity to shoot. Pretty well defended actually by Odriozola. Got a block in. It's going to be a corner which Berisha has gone over to take.
Their first of the game with 64 minutes gone. And the Kosovan assessing options in the middle. Can he pick one out? In it comes towards the near post. Can't pick one out. Comes back out to the edge of the penalty, and a snapshot coming in there from Nico Gieselman. Caused problems for Manuel Neuer, who's asking for an offside flag to be shown there. So there's another player in black in front of him.
I think Jorgensen, who's just in front of him, might have been blocking Neuer's view, but he's still got across to make a brilliant save down to his left-hand side. He wants that clean sheet, Manuel Neuer.
Dusseldorf close to a goal back there. The Bayern captain doesn't get his wish of an offside flag. The cross belted in from the right-hand side, but as Jorgensen chased it, the ball had already drifted out of play and come back in. So a goal kick is given. It's already been taken by Neuer. Bayern approaching the halfway line here. Pavard, beg your pardon, Odriozola down the right-hand side. So used to seeing him in that position, but has now been replaced. Alaba on the left, nearly halfway through the second half. Alaba switching the ball to the right to Alvaro Odriozola. Tries to curl one into the box. Muller takes it down on the turn, tries to help it on to where he thought Lewandowski was going to be, but the Pole had vacated his spot. Odriozola trying to get his side moving forward again, and then Gnabry hitting the deck theatrically after a touch from Gieselman.
Yeah, it was a foul from Gieselman. Gnabry just a little bit too quick for him, moves the ball away from him.
Double change on the way again here for Fortuna Dusseldorf. They're going to take off Matthias Zimmermann this time, the right back. Relief for him, and they're also going to send on Jean Zimmer as well as Marcus Suttner.
This might be both fullbacks. Oh, Tommy's come off. Well, Suttner, I'd imagine, will play on the left-hand side. Zimmer will go and play right back. It looks like Gieselman switched.
Zimmer for Zimmerman.
Yeah, Zimmer is a right wing back, so right back sort of player. He'll probably replace Zimmerman. Suttner will probably play ahead of Gieselman, you think.
So Fortuna have made 4 of their 5 changes. Kuson's going for goal here from the free kick. Well, that wasn't a bad effort, in fact, or bad thought process, because Florian Kastenmeier was well off his line there, and this free kick was wide on the right-hand side. And as we just saw there, Mikel Kusons has a fantastic whip with that left foot that he has, but got his angles wrong on that occasion as it flies over.
Really good disguise, wasn't it? He certainly set up, had everyone fooled that he was going to cross it in with his left foot. Tried to whip it into the near post, but well wide of the target in the end.
Nearly 67 minutes gone, sorry. Here at the Allianz Arena, where it's Bayern Munich 5, Fortuna Dusseldorf 0. Odriozola on the right, inside his own half here, having to go back as he's pressurised by Valon Berisha, part of that ever-improving Kosovan national team, who are doing so well with almost every game they play right now. Really making a name for themselves in European international football. Davis down the left, he's got one of the goals in this 5-goal route so far. Lewandowski carrying it forward, he's also got 1, or 2 even, losing count. He's up to 29 for the season, in the league at least. And only 4 of those penalties, which is quite a good tally to have. Referee's given a free kick here, he was right on the spot as Muller was fouled. A free kick here for Bayern Munich. Forward down the left here, looking for goal number 6. Sliding challenge from Muller. He gets it back here as the penalty area. Thomas Muller trying to help it on. Davies down the left-hand side, driving in the shot. It's saved by the legs of Kastenmeier. Flag up for offside.
Yeah, I don't think the pass wasn't really meant for Alphonso Davies, but it squirmed through to him, and he was just standing in an offside position. Fired the shot in towards Kastenmeier's goal, straight at the goalkeeper, but was given offside afterwards.
Oliver Kahn watching on, one of the senior figures at Bayern these days. It's a legendary goalkeeper himself. Well, out of play here off Joshua Kimmich. It's a Fortuna throw. No changes in the offing at the moment for Bayern. They've made 3 switches so far, with Perisic, Kusons and Odriozola coming on. Help forward now, and Kusons into the centre circle. Muller, lovely touch to bring in Davies down the left-hand side. He's got so much pace. He'll get there first ahead of Jorgensen. Edge of the box, Davies goes down. Kusons trying to get room to get the strike in. Can't find room, finds Lewandowski, left corner of the penalty area. Goes back out to Goretzka. Wide right to Odriozola now, right corner of the box. Goes to the edge of the area, gets it back on the right wing. Trying to find a way into the penalty area. Gnabry rolls it back and hits his own man. Bayern retain the ball, but forced to take their time to penetrate the area here. Now they're linking play nicely. Gnabry, edge of the box. Great feet. Gnabry saved. Rebound is there. Lewandowski for the hat-trick. Can he get it in? Lewandowski can't. It's saved again. Still it's in there, and still they can't clear. Eventually Fortuna get it away through Sobotka, and they get a free kick. Well, I don't even know where to start with that. Fortuna, I'm not even sure they know they're playing a Bundesliga match at times, the way they're defending in this one.
Yeah, it's like a pinball machine, wasn't it, in there? Players having shots, blocks everywhere. Lewandowski trying 3 or 4 different drops of his shoulder to try and find an effort at goal. Got his shot on target, but it was blocked. And then Davis had a shot, couldn't bundle it over the line. And then eventually there's a free kick right at the end of this, as Sobotka, I think it was fouled as he was trying to clear. But Gnabry's initial effort was patted back to Lewandowski, who just couldn't quite force it through the number of players he had to try and get it through.
It was a good save as such, wasn't it? But he parried it right back out into his 6-yard box.
It was fortunate, really, it didn't fall for Lewandowski first time, because Lewandowski would have scored. But they did well to stand up and just force him wide. Made another decent save there, didn't he? Again, that one didn't fall to Gnabry.
Does good composure, doesn't he, Lewandowski, in those situations? You know, he had 3 players to try and force the ball past there. He's good at just trying to create that space sometimes when he knows that he can't find a way through. We've got a slight break here because Fortuna have a man down. Looking further forward for Bayern into the transfer window, we don't really know how it's going to play out in the summer, because obviously clubs are missing out on so much income. Are you thinking those wide positions are maybe where they've really got to upgrade if they want to be a force in Europe next season?
Well, they've been linked with Jadon Sancho, haven't they? I know they've been linked with Sancho
That'd be so sad for the league,
Hansi Flick said about Sancho after the game, didn't he, as well, was speaking about him. Those wide positions, when you're looking at the likes of Robben and Ribery, absolute legends that players have been brought in to replace. Gnabry's not an out-and-out winger, not a natural winger. Coman's never really got to that level where you think he's going to be able to replace them. Is Sancho maybe a replacement for one of those? I think potentially if they could get him, but there's going to be lots of teams looking at Jadon Sancho. There's going to be a big fight on for him.
There's bad news afoot for Marcel Sobotka, quite literally on his foot as well. He's got ice around it at the moment in that melee that we saw a couple of minutes ago. He has hurt himself, and the substitute is going to have to be substituted here. He has gone off behind the goal with the two physios, and they'll have a replacement on for him shortly, you'd imagine. They're currently down to 10. Zimmer keeps the ball in play and presents it straight to Davies. Forward by Perisic now. Lewandowski. Can they take advantage of the extra man? Cousins send a circle just inside the Fortuna half. To the right-hand side, and Gnabry feeds it back in field. Central position here is Goretzka. Davies on the left-hand side. Corner of the penalty area on the left. Trying to go past his man, Zimmer. Sells him a dummy. He goes back to Lewandowski. Edge of the box. Square for Cousins. Takes a touch on that left foot. Still Mikel Cousins. Clips it into the box. High one towards the run of Muller at the far post. It's taken away from the goalkeeper by Nico Gieselman, and Bayern have a corner.
Well, he must have heard the shout, because I think everybody in the stadium could hear the shout, but Gieselman took no chances, heads it behind for a corner.
And this looks like a painful one for Marcel Sobotka. Having to hobble around the touchline with the help of the two physios, as I was saying. Thomas Pledl has come on. Corner comes in deep, and it flies straight onto the top of the net and behind. It's a goal kick here to Fortuna. Substitution has just taken place quickly there as we were watching the corner come in. Thomas Pledl, the 26-year-old, has been around the clubs. Used to play actually for 1860 Munich once upon a time, back at the start of the last decade. Greuther Fürth, Ingolstadt and Sandhausen since then. Comes on for 20 minutes or so, including added time. Here comes Alphonso Davies, left-hand side. Perisic cuts it back towards the edge of the penalty area. Fortuna clear. It's going to be Goretzka to line one up and drive one in. The ball ping-ponging around all over the place here. Out to the right-hand side, Odriozola for Bayern Munich. They lead by 5-0 with 73 minutes gone here on Bundesliga Live. Cousins.
This is like just like a training session now, isn't it? Attack versus defence. How many can Bayern score?
Muller down the right, tries to stand one up into the middle, but sends it behind. It's a goal kick. It honestly could be 6, 7 or 8 if they wanted to before the end of this. Fortuna tiring, sorry. A change coming here, and we're going to see Joshua Zirkzee come on. What kind of a player do they have in him?
He's an exciting talent, actually, he really is. Only 2 starts, he scored 3 goals in 6 appearances. Has only got little moments in games recently, but when he started, he's looked very impressive. He's a centre-forward, really, by trade. Whether he'll go up alongside Lewandowski or not, we'll have to wait and see, or whether Lewandowski actually drops back and plays in the Muller role.
Zirkzee comes on for Muller. He's had another impressive outing here today. Popping up all over the place, creating havoc, whipping balls in. Didn't get a goal, but he got an assist for Lewandowski's first. It's just a surprise, I guess you'd say, that they haven't scored now for nearly 25 minutes, Bayern, after they got 2 in 2 minutes near the start of the second half.
Well, the game's gone, isn't it? And it's about that hunger, and I mentioned that this is the 3rd game in 7 or 8 days for a lot of these players, particularly Bayern, who didn't make a lot of changes. So I just wonder if there's a little bit of tiredness, and just to let's keep possession, let's control the game. If another goal comes, it comes. We're winning the game 5-0. It doesn't really matter.
In terms of Fortuna, how much of a setback is this going to be? They were unbeaten in 6 previously.
I don't think it's going to be a massive setback. I think everyone on that pitch in a black shirt would have expected to lose this game. I think everyone in the whole of Germany and the whole of world football expected them to lose the game. So it's no surprise. 5-0, it could be, whether it's 1-0 or 5-0, it's the same result. The fact that they've made 5 changes, I think Uwe Rosler will use that as a little bit of crutch and say, look, we didn't expect to get anything here. We've rested some of our best players. They're going to be judged more on the next game against Hoffenheim.
Hoffenheim at home next Saturday afternoon, 3:30 start. And the following Saturday, Dortmund at home, 3:30 start. And then the midweek round of games next. After that, on the 17th of June, RB Leipzig away at the Red Bull Arena. It's 8:30 start for that one. Going to be seeing Oliver Batista-Meyer come on here in a second for the home side.
Be his debut, won't it? I think. Nice moment for him.
He's only 19 years old. He's been on the bench a number of times. He isn't. Oh no, isn't. It's not his. Sorry, it is his senior debut. He's played in friendlies and bits and pieces like that, the Germany Youth International, but their first senior appearance in a Bayern shirt.
Gnabry, you'd imagine. He's a winger, isn't he?
The other side. Born in 2001. How old does that make you feel?
Very.
Here he comes. Hansi Flick with his arm on his shoulder at the moment, just giving him a few words of wisdom, and it is going to be Gnabry to make way. And you would imagine the way the season's going for Bayern that there are going to be these opportunities in the games that remain. And, you know, it so often happens towards the end of seasons. You know, players get left out if they've decided they're joining another club. You know, various bits and pieces present these opportunities, and with Bayern likely to win the league sooner rather than later.
Well, and also the 5 substitutions is going to help as well. Young players get on the pitch a little bit more.
So that rule change actually going to help players in a number of ways, really. Cousins, edge of the penalty area, tries to play it forward to Zirkzee, but he can't make it stick. Fortuna trying to break, but Joshua Kimmich wins the ball, gets his body between the man and ball, and wins a free kick in front of Uwe Rösler. He's only going to suffer his second defeat in 12 games in charge. The other one against Gladbach, heavy as well, 4-1.
There's been no lack of fight from the majority of the Dusseldorf players, is there? You know, they've stuck to their task. They're just playing against a team that's on a different planet from them, really.
Tell you what, Bayern's recent record goal-scoring wise against Fortuna isn't bad. Going back to 1997, they won 5-0 here. The next game against them in 2012, they won 5-0 away. Mandzukic, Gustavo and Rafinha among the goal scorers. Thomas Muller actually got 2 in that game as well. 3 here in 2013, 3 here in 2018. 4 away in 2019, and then 4-0 away in the reverse fixtures we were saying earlier.
It's at least 3 in the last 7 games, isn't it? 7 Bundesliga games, I think I may get something like that.
Yeah. 24 goals in their last 6 against them overall. An average of 4 goals per game. There's another 5 here today, which is going to increase it. Goal kick to Bayern. As Odriozola knocks it out off the attacker there, Karaman. It's been a day to forget for the strugglers near the bottom. They're not going to move position. Has damaged their goal difference, obviously. But is there, would you say that a team like Dusseldorf's target is to remain in the league each year?
Absolutely, yeah. And if it means doing it by the relegation playoff, they'll take that. It looks like it's going to be potentially Hamburg or Stuttgart in the relegation playoff game, and they'll be the underdogs, Fortuna, going into that sort of game with the size of club of someone like Hamburg potentially.
Yeah, currently in Bundesliga 2, Arminia Bielefeld are 8 points clear at the top of the table, ahead of Stuttgart. The top 2 go up automatically, and then as Chris was just saying, third place team placed third bottom in the Bundesliga, currently Hamburg, of course, who are getting massive crowds at that level, or have been obviously before things changed this season. And Heidenheim on their tails, as well as Darmstadt, who've been in the Bundesliga in the not too distant past. So it's probably going to be one of those 3 to go in that game, which should be interesting when that comes around later on in the coming weeks and months, I guess.
They're always intense, those games. I've done those a couple of times before. 2-legged affairs.
Do you think it's a better way of doing it rather than having 3 up, 3 down, or however many it is in each league?
There's arguments for both, isn't there? I think it definitely benefits the Bundesliga team.
Odriozola down the right here for Bayern, cuts it back towards Zirkzee, but It's well cut out for once by Jorgensen, and Fortuna will try and break here. We've got 9 minutes to go at the Allianz Arena. It's Bayern Munich 5, Dusseldorf 0. In the final game of the day, last night Leverkusen 1-0 winners at Freiburg. Today Hertha 2, Augsburg 0. Hoffenheim 1-0 winners at Mainz. Werder Bremen 1-0 winners at struggling Schalke. And Frankfurt 2-1 winners at Wolfsburg. This one most definitely a home win. And that is not going to change in the minutes that remain. So corner here to Bayern on the left-hand side. They've had 67% of the ball, 21 shots, 8 on target. They have thoroughly dominated their opponents. And they've got a corner here. Swung out away from goal. Goretzka takes it down the chest, drives on towards goal. Wide it goes, takes a nick on the way through. It's a corner on the other side this time.
Yeah, I think Goretzka's actually a little bit fortunate to get a corner here. I don't think this was on target at all. It was always going wide.
It's a corner on the right. Cuisance is going to take this one. Booms it from right to left, nodded back across goal. It's going to be in there somewhere. There's a chance for someone. There's a ball bouncing up off someone's body. I thought there might be a claim for handball there. Kimmich was in the box. Odriozola even forward, fancying himself for a goal. Two of the smallest players on the park. Ball comes back in now towards Lewandowski. Zirkzee in there, partially headed clear by the Fortuna backline. Alaba picks it up midway inside the Fortuna half. Out to the left-hand side for Perisic. The Croatian trying to work some room here. Trying to get the cross in, goes down just outside the penalty area, and it's a goal kick.
They've stuck to their task in the second half, to be fair, Dusseldorf. After conceding 2 goals really early, you expected the floodgates to continue to open, but they've stuck at it since that little get-together they had, and they can maybe take some of that togetherness to get them through the last 5 games of the season.
7 minutes left of the 90 minutes here at Allianz Arena. Fortuna just want this game to be over now. High ball forward from the goalkeeper from a goal kick.
It's amazing how slow the clock goes when you're 5-0 down.
They're coming forward here, trying to slip it through is Berisha, but Bayern have it back and they'll come forward now. They have it on the halfway line. Perisic goes back onto Davis. Bayern just stroking the ball around, and as Chris was saying earlier in the half, this has been a training exercise, certainly in the second half of this game.
Absolutely. In complete control, just popping the ball about for fun, just really almost working on patterns of play, really, to see if they can create any chances.
And you would know better than me, but normally a day after a game would be a recovery day, right? Whether you're in the gym or in the pool or whatever facilities you might have, and Bayern aren't really going to have to recover that much, are they? Because they haven't had to do too much running defensively.
No, they haven't overexerted themselves. They've defended quite deep themselves at times when they've had to. It hasn't been a transitional type of game where it's been one team attack, the other team attack. So these players have taken a rest in possession.
Uwe Rösler still screaming at his team here, trying to get them in position. Can he be happy though with the start he's made overall? His record's going to read played 12, this is all comps by the way, including the cup. Played 12, won 3, drawn 7, lost 2.
I think he'd like to have turned a couple of those draws into wins and it would look a little bit better, but the fact that he's only lost 2 games is impressive.
Making them harder to beat at least. You've just got to pick up points where you can when you're in a relegation position.
They've had 2 or 3, well, 22 points they've lost from winning positions this season. If you turn just 2 or 3 of those into victories, it gives them 6 more points, and you know that's huge for them.
Yeah, the only time this season they've come from behind to win was that game against Schalke in midweek. So throw in here to Fortuna by their own corner flag on the left as they defend. Trying to play it forward is Gieselman, but he's clattered into here by Cuisance. He gives him such a powerful left-footed presence, doesn't he, in midfield, as we've seen since he's come on. Hasn't made a start for Bayern this season.
It's hard to get into that midfield, isn't it? You know, they've got Thiago injured at the moment and he still doesn't get in. They've got Javi Martinez, who hasn't come on today, who's probably ahead of Cuisance as well. You've got Kimmich, you've got Goretzka, you've got Corentin Tolisso injured. I mean, where do you get in? He's done well to get any game time, really.
And someone who can take set plays as well is another point.
Absolutely. Well, and having a left footer on the pitch at times, someone who can deliver a ball in with a left foot, and when you've got Kimmich, who's a certain to start every single week, he's a right-footed set piece taker. It's good to have a lefty out there too.
It's a free kick here to Fortuna with 3.5 minutes to go. Everyone's made their 5 allotted substitutions in this game, so we have just got the time that's left now to run, and then whatever they decide for added time, which I can't imagine will be much, if any at all, to be honest.
I don't think any of the players out there will mind if the referee blew up directly on 90 minutes, to be honest.
I don't think it's right, I have to say, because what if Bayern wanted to go on and get 2 more goals in, I don't know, 6 minutes of added time that the referee hasn't given, and that ends up, you know, changing things from a goal difference perspective at the bottom or something like that. I don't think the referee should be blowing up because you've been thoroughly beaten and the players out there are feeling sorry for themselves.
Well, they do it in sometimes in Germany, though, don't they? Certainly seen it on a few occasions. But you'd have to think with 10 substitutions, mate.
Well, you know, they're the rules that they brought in. You know, if they want to extend games, then that's the way it's going to be. But we've only had a couple of injuries in the second half, with Sabotka going off and 1 or 2 other stoppages. It's a free kick here on the right-hand side. 88th minute here at the Allianz Arena. Bayern Munich 5, Fortuna Dusseldorf 0 here on Bundesliga Live. Free kick 5 yards in diagonally from the right corner flag. Joshua Kimmich with the ball in there. It's headed away by the Fortuna back line. Certainly defending in numbers throughout this game, even though they've conceded 5. They have it on the left-hand side with Perisic. Davies forward. Zirkzee trying to turn, but he's lost it. Davies picks it up again. Nice link play here. Zirkzee extending his run into the penalty area here, trying to put it across, and the goalkeeper able to grab it there, Kastenmeier. I think the most frustrated man out there today might be Lewandowski, that he hasn't got his hat-trick, Chris Perry.
He hasn't had a chance, has he, really, since he got that second goal. He was waiting in the 6-yard box there for Zirkzee's cross to reach him, but it didn't.
One out of play. This game just winding down now in front of Hansi Flick, who is going to get his 22nd win and his 25th game in charge. Such an amazing record as his win percentage heads towards 90%. It's the highest win percentage. He's currently got 88% of all Bayern managers since 1965. He has been quite literally outstanding. Here come Fortuna, maybe a final attack of the game for them down the left-hand side. It's laid onto the left wing by Markus Suttner. Gieselman trying to come inside past Odriozola. One back by Oliver Batista Meyer, or Ollie as he's known to his teammates, as we just heard there. Final minute to the 90. Dusseldorf just want to get out of here and start that, well, I was going to say long journey home. It'll be a relatively short flight for them, I imagine, in the end. Should have been a foul throw there against Odriozola. Play continues. Karaman plays it square. The referee has blown here and given a yellow card to Markus Suttner for dissent. Not really sure what he said there.
I think he was saying exactly what you said. It should have been a foul throw. And I think he was arguing the point and said something to the referee that he didn't like.
The referee taking exception to it. Now the referee coming to have a word with Uwe Rösler as well. Pointing fingers anyway. Was the referee giving a free kick here? That's a bit strange, or was it a drop ball? Either way, Bayern back on the ball. And we've got 8 seconds left of normal time. And Fortuna's misery is about to be over here. You would think. The referee checking his watch, and we are going to have no added time. The referee blows the full-time whistle. It's another big win for Bayern Munich, not only in terms of scoreline, but in terms of another